this might change. I'm just saying it outright. My intention is to say the tiers are very close to each other. Like there's minor things that you could argue a character is better than another, but I think the game is very balanced right now. Like I don't want to say like there's a gap between S and B minus that's like really big. I think the only gap is like common vision to like B minus or like B. I think there was a gap between these, but like everything else, I think it's fine. Okay, I was expecting, yo, what's uploading? I was expecting to make this when I return from the Japan grind set, just because I have the insight of having grinded all day in Japan for 2 weeks, and you know my usual knowledge of the game. I'm playing NA, so I think my take is probably interesting right now. That's why I'm remaking it, because I think some things have changed. My last tier list didn't even address these two, right? Because like they were too new or something like that. I didn't think they were out actually on my last tier list. Alrighty, let's get started. Everything is gonna be ordered, saying it outright. But again, I don't think the tiers really matter. In the sense that, like I said before, I don't think the S to B is not that big. Anyway, this day is still best character in the game. Pretty much universally agreed upon in every region, which is pretty funny. It's like the one thing we can all agree on. It's like he does everything, stable, big damage, mix-up, discourages fuzzy mashing, good DP, mix-up of DP, insane neutral, counter zoning, very good pressure. Like, what doesn't he do? The only thing he doesn't have is a 2B anti-air. This trip really opened my mind on defensive mechanics, you know? Yeah, Neco Warc, S tier, for sure. I don't default to you saying you have bad defense if you cannot do the OS anymore, because there's so much more you can do. So, yeah, I don't think he has any big weaknesses. So, usually, my tier lists have been like this, like religiously my tier lists have been this, either this or this, like religiously. It's not the case anymore. Say hi to the new problem, the new visionary of comedy. So I think the funny thing about Aoko is we've always known this character is messed up. She's definitely playing her own game, so it's an interesting argument of who's better. Like Raw is much easier, and like you get a very strong character in return. So even though that shouldn't matter in this type of discussion, I think it's so funny how like this character's like skill ceiling is like really freaking high. This character's skill ceiling is so low. So the thing about Aoko, basically she can do whatever. She can adjust to any type of matchup. It's going to become the P tier list. No, not really. The thing about Aoko is basically she can do whatever she wants. Has like micro needle, like has like a small needle. It's kind of better in some situations. 236A is like very stupid normal, and then she has some of the best moves, dude. The 2-2 series is broken. Orbs out of the sentence. It's like orb basically like, dude, makes you play bad and like get away with shit, or like steal turns, beat shields. Like the way Orb can interact with Shield is very, very, very strong. Especially B Shield. That's like the big case. She's definitely like one of the hardest characters in the game. Does really well versus most of the cast. I think basically like her kit allows her to play however she feels like. The scary thing about fighting these two characters in particular is like their player base is so diverse in playstyle. Like it's just not one right way of playing the character. Like not like Vlov, you know, like we know how to play it, versus like Japan that they're trying to play the rush down Vlov shit. Like no wonder they think this character sucks, bro. I'm debating putting Vlov in a visionary. He definitely is broke. He's the next character. Like these people will be running at you and pressing 5C, bro. But Vlov is after. Like you're not gonna debate this one out of me. Is he a visionary? I'm a hater, so it was so biased for me to say yes. I have a whole video explaining why this character is like a mess, right? It's very strong. Basically gets away with a lot of stuff. Super safe, can be wrong many times, insane damage from full screen. Outside of slow bonus, he has it all. I'm sorry. Now is when it gets tricky for me. So next point is, it's a tough one. So, is Arcade better than Pciel? That's a tough one. That's a tough call. Okay, so so this is weird. So, Arcade is like insane pressure, but like you have to interact. Like Arcade requires actual conditioning versus like these characters just put an orb. Like Aoko puts an orb and you kind of have to sit down on it. You know, like nice conditioning, dude. You're so good. But I think Arcade is pretty insane. Her dash is really good. Her 2B is like one of the best butters in the game, straight up. Like alongside like raw stuff. But her dash is really good, makes up for it. Like she doesn't have a projectile, but she doesn't need it, you know. Arc is super rare here. Arc is really popular in Japan. I played a lot of Arcades. Arcades from Taiwan, Arcades from China, Arcades from everywhere. I think Arcade is better than PC, but I think PC is more toxic. Realistically, if PC is behind, she has to get in, and then she has to interact with you, and then she can lose. But she doesn't have to interact with you. She's like the best character in the game. Like, if you have to approach this character, you're gonna lose. There's no way about it. Like, nobody gets away from this. I hold by that principle of stability with these three, right? So I think it wouldn't make sense for me to say the least stable character is worse. Going by how I'm grading these characters, I think this is the right choice in this case. 236A, the gunshot, the best special in the game. Matchups are decided with that button. You do that, like to that move, you won. Matchups are decided on that button, dude. So I have an arc. We have Warc here. Okay, why is Arc better than Warc? It's a matter of Warc doesn't play good from behind. Basically, if Warc needs to approach, it's kind of like a PCO principle, but elevated. Because Warc's throw is the worst throw in the game. You have to like use your your normals are in like full screen disjoints. They're like mid-range disjoints. You don't have a DP. Your DP is like your EX DP is like really trash. She does have okay defensive OSs. J2C OS is fine, and the takeoff is good too. I think definitely she's getting developed super well in every region. Like, you know, we have Lucifer, we have our Warcs in Japan, we have Raiden, we have Blitz. You know, we're definitely characters keeps developing. I literally saw 50-50 like built, like shown today. Like this character still has a lot to give, I think. So after these, I'm looking at the characters that we have. Okay, we'll be at the service. Be at the service to not put Kouma here. So Meteo Kouma. Okay, Meteo Kouma here is that I don't think he wins any of these matchups. I don't think he does. So I learned the hard way at Evo Japan that Arcade and Warc, their backdashes beat Kouma's anti-backdash OS. And in the case of Arcade, she gets a full Rekka punish, so it's 4.5 because you try to catch the backdash, so you can't catch her backdash. I learned that the hard way in tournament. That's not what cost me the tournament, by the way. That's not what cost me Evo Japan. It literally was chip damage. What it cost me. I had armor, and it was last interaction versus gone, and I had enough life to leave the last Rekka, the Rekka Ender. So I was gonna armor through the Rekka Ender and kill him. But I blocked the first Rekkas, and the chip damage messed me up, so I died. Dude, it was that was so clutch. It was so close. It was like insane. But anyway, I don't think Kouma wins any of these matchups. Especially this and this matchup are like, I talked to Nopo about it. He literally said like, Muri, like no, no, just don't. I told him I picked Roa for Pciel, and he was like, "You're smart." I was like, "Thank you, I understand." If I would pick Kouma, if I would Roa versus Aoko, like I can win the matchup, but it's really not in your favor. Like you have to take a lot of risks. However, I think there's a big misconception about the strengths and power of armor because people don't know how to fight against it. There are many, and that's one of the videos I have planned very soon, by the way. Like, actually how to deal with armor. It's not like risk-free. Especially, like, you can throw him out of armor if you get an EX move that makes him hits him with a lot of hit stop. It's really hard to shield or like block things. Trust me, there is counterplay to Kouma. He doesn't invalidate. The thing about Kouma is he limits your pool of options, but he doesn't invalidate you. You can fight your way out. It is risky. You have to take a risk, but you know, you can do it. Just don't get hit. But you know, outside of that, 2B, best answer in the game. Amazing DP into 50-50. Command grab is broken. Has pretty messed up special move into Moondrive, which is something that showed up a lot at EVO Japan with Roa and Noel especially. What that means is when you do a special move and immediately cancel into Moondrive and they shield, they're locked out of shield options. So you can punish a lot of things. It is not checkmate because they can guard cancel, but it's really good. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my top 7. I know a lot of people mentioned the cursed top 7 placements and how top 7 is better than the rest. I don't agree with that take, personally. I don't agree with that take. I think that take is bad. The dive champion. This is another point of content versus Japan. Like, Japan thinks this character is trash. And I'm like, bro, you guys are trolling. Like, I remember, this is a funny story. On Sunday, I was, you know, we had our post-EVO meetup where I went ham. I went ham with Japan, by the way. It was so fun. I was filled with rage that day. But we were talking about the tier list that I think Uru made. No, Keijiro made it. A Korean scrod. So the joke that I'm Korean is because the team world was 4 Koreans and me. I didn't let him play, bro. No, but they're all amazing dudes. I was so cool to finally make friends with them. But yeah, back to the diving champion. I didn't confirm this, but I have a theory of why they think this character is weak. And I think it's just because her stagger pressure might not be as scary as like an Arcwait, like a Noel, a Tohno. I can see that take. I can see that angle. But I don't know. I don't know, dude. I think her rebeats are good. Her neutral is absurd. Her JA is amazing. She does raw tier damage, which not everyone does, for very few resources, by the way. Avalon invalidates a lot of Okiseme. So like, you can't do bentos on her. You can't do chakra milky on her. You have to like gamble Noel, like DAN, Okiseme. I think that has value. I just don't know why they don't think highly of her. So yeah, this is one of my points of contention. I think this character is really good. It's the best of the fundies, of the fundamental characters. She's definitely like the best. Yeah, and the last character here, I remember my last tier list, I debated this and this. My last series tier list, I debated like who's better. I'm gonna go with Noel purely for stability reasons. Like, I think talking very big right now, my tier list has been the team of stability. Yeah, and I don't know if I want to put this chart here because this is like a big 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I guess I'm gonna keep her here. Top 10. Right, we have 10 characters now. We have our top 10 here. This works for me. But Noel first. So what's so good about her? 2B, 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 2-2DP. The keys are amazing offense tools, are amazing disengage. Good for, you know, like baiting things. So her pressure is good, but I think it's not as scary as people in EVO Japan made it seem like. Is this tier list ordered? Yes, it is. I just think people weren't ready for the character. Oh, like, I'll be honest, a lot of people weren't ready for that. Yeah, Chef Noel definitely cooks. So DAN, what can I say? Hasn't been said. Really easy to rob rounds. Best Oki in the game. DPA is cringe. Her 2B is super cringe. The JA nerf was pretty big, and the damage nerf was pretty stupid. But DAN, I mean, pretty painless. She's just mixed machine, and when playing from my head, she's kind of annoying. She's very annoying to catch because she has Dead Apostle air dash, which I didn't realize until someone pointed it out to me that the Dead Apostles all have the good air dash. I was like, wow, you're right actually. Yeah, Roll of Love and DAN They have the data puzzle air dash. It's good. What do I think the Ciel nerf? What? Okay, by the way, Ciel is here. So we can, yeah, I mean, wrapping up the AN, basically, like, she plays for the Oki. So if you don't get hit by the Oki in some matchups, you kind of, like, pretty much it's hard to get started again, like, to get momentum back. That's why, the way I see it. So Ciel, I don't think she's bad at all. By the way, I think she's really good. Basically, amazing neutral, good counter zoning. Like, the keys are annoying to deal with at some ranges. Very good damage even post nerfs. However, her Moondrive conversions are like really stupid. Like, the fact that your corner combo does more damage than some Moondrive routes is kind of cringe. I don't think that's a good change. But yeah, like things that hurt Ciel. She doesn't have access to plus frames, EX move plus frames. Basically, her offense is pretty standard. I was discussing this the other day. I think characters like Tohno and Ciel come from, since they're the beginning characters, and Arcwait. They were definitely the prototype characters that they didn't know what to do with the game yet, because the way they built Akiha Hisui onwards is completely different. Have you guys realized, like, Arcwait doesn't have plus frames on EX moves, Ciel doesn't, Tohno doesn't, and they were like the first characters made. But her normals are amazing. Even post nerf, JA is like one of the best buttons in the game. Her 2C is pretty good. Her JB is good. Like, she's solid all arounder, but she's just lacking the plus that these characters have. Another thing, I don't think Ciel is even there because I think Akiha has better. I'm sorry, dude. My Japan opened my eyes. I am so sorry. This chart is broke. the chart is so broken. It's so good. She's so good, dude. I apologize for ever doubting this character. So what changed? Dude, her buttons are broken. Her JB is so good. Her JA is good. Her 5C is cursed. It's top 5 cursed buttons. 5C is like top 5 buttons I always lose to. I cannot beat it. It's so nasty. I found out that the game plan. Like, the game plan is, if this character has life lead, dude, if you have life lead, you can just run away. So she has the best offense in the game after Kouma. Maybe even better than Kouma. Very little places to guard cancel. Very little places to guard cancel. You cannot fuzzy block. You cannot fuzzy mash. Cannot fuzzy shit. You have to take it. And she can just loop it. She just loops it. Just goes. Bam, 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 bam. Ah, you got a hit? 4.4 damage. Bam, bam. Do it again. Dude. Yeah, I'm thinking better than the AN, honestly. Yeah, all from an anti-tier. Oh, also, she has the best anti-tier in the game. If you get hit by 6-3-8, you lose, like, you might as well just put down a controller, bro. Like, it's disgusting. Now, the weakness of Akiha, kind of like a Warc case. When she has she doesn't have life leak, she has to get in, and getting in is easier said than done with Akiha. But when she can slow the pace with rings, like, she wants you to shield the ring. That's something I need to rework on my guide that we made with Fox. Bro, just let them shield the ring. It's your turn. They can't do shit. You can do you can punish everything. Yeah, but Akiha from behind, definitely she's one of the most how do I say, like, all-out offense characters. She's kind of like Hisui, which we'll cover later. I think she's Hisui but better. Basically, like, using meter offensively, has to getting on neutral if you're playing from behind. It's kind of the same game plan. They even have very good mix-up of Earth Throw. I think they're pretty similar, kind of like how they want to play the game. But Akiha is just, like, stronger. Has an EXDP, which is not the best. The command grab is nasty. Has a command grab arc drive, which their value. The command grabs arc drives are really good in this game, which I didn't mention on Kouma. Has a command grab arc drive, obviously, which is really nice. But yeah, her defense is not the best. That's something. Like, her DP is it's there. Her command grab is okay. But yeah, she's basically like high offense, whatever defense, super good dominator, and when she pushes you to the corner in the most lame way possible, and when you get sent to the corner, you have to guess. I think she might be better. Goodbye. Yeah, y'all can downplay her. Dude, I just made some dude's life, like, so happy right now. Just, dude, you gotta be so happy. Tohno the Shiki. Is Tohno better than Ciel? I don't know, dude. No. Ciel is better. So Tohno is kind of like Ciel, very standard. But I think Tohno's offense, it's not that it's better. Like, he might have more options to gamble. But Ciel has better matchup spread. Yeah, this is what Chad is saying. Chad is saying the same thing. Ciel has a better matchup spread than Tohno. Like, she can fight Vlov, she can fight Aoko. She can actually fight these characters, like, fine. Right? Like, she's not bad versus them. She's just lacking versus them. So Tohno is has pretty much every book, everything in the book covered. Has a criminal 2B, the best sweep in the game on 2C, high damage, 50-50 mix-ups, DP. Nanaya mode. Okay, Nanaya mode fixes some matchups, but the fact that you need to arc drive to get it, and you only get one round of it, it's kinda out there. But I think Ciel has more. We're talking stability, right? We're talking like matchup spreads. I think Ciel fights these characters better. Okay, now we're kind of dropping into the, like, yeah, to end this tier, I think we have to put Hisui. Okay, so this is Hisui is like the last piece of the puzzle for Japan versus NA takes. They think Hisui is bottom 3. By the way, this character is super popular. If you guys saw my streams in Japan, bro, go back to the VODs, see how many Hisui players I fight on the daily. She's pretty cute. She is the best Tsukihime character, of course. Like I alluded, I think Akiha is just a better version of Hisui. Same game plan, same ideas, but Akiha just better in every way, right? Unlike Akiha, you can actually like gamble guard cancel versus her EX move. So for example, if she EX does, you can guard cancel. Versus Akiha, you can't do that. She can do the cake, but the cake is -3 people learn to fucking lab. There's answers to the cake setup instead of the dust. However, I will say her dash buff was really good. So she's faster than Akiha, for example. She can like jump scare people. She has 6C, which, dude, I didn't know how strong 6C was. 6C, the pan, that move is crazy. It's a good anti-air. It's good at approaching people. Like, it's so good. Okay, so the thing about her, kind of like Akiha, she's all offense. Her defense is not the best. And that's something that everyone that I talked to that put Hisui bottom tier was like very vocal about. Just like, you know, her offense, you can OS it. Apparently there's an OS that beats the 50-50 or some shit. She has no DP, no reversals, no 2B OS. So she's kind of like struggling on that front. But I think offensively, she is amazing. MS items, the item toss is really good. Her dash speed is amazing. Good buttons. JA is good. JB is good. JC is good. So she has the tools to win. But definitely has counterplay. And I think that's the big thing against when you put her versus Akiha. Akiha is just better, like straight up. Okay, so that's the end of what I would call the high tiers. Again, the reason I'm doing A, S, A minus is because I'm trying to be very clear that the gaps in characters are not that big. It's like, they're not that big. In fact, I'm going the extra mile. I will go the extra mile just because I don't want downplay, bro. I'm tired of this bullshit. Tired of y'all. This is a tough one. Tough one. I'm thinking, my mind is processing. I'm going with this. We might have to swap this later, but I'm gonna go with this char. So the thing about it, they're like, might be the most knowledge check character after Mario. Mario probably the most knowledge check in the game, but Maids has to be close second, dude. Okay, so when you're Kohaku lead, you get the bentos. Yeah, the maid bentos basically made you play the game real differently because you can't punch him. You know when you play versus Hisui? So for people who don't know about the Maids, when you play versus Hisui and you put a bento and you punch Hisui, the bento disappears, right? So like you can get combo break, combo broken in the middle of it. When you play Maids and you're put a bento as Hisui and you tag in Kohaku and you get hit as Kohaku, the bento stays because you didn't hit Hisui. Yeah, basically you have to hit Hisui, but you cannot hit her because she tag out. Like the weakness of Maids is that when she gets the hit, she's fucking toxic. But you have to play Kohaku. Yeah, so I'll wait on the Kohaku on discussion when we get to her. The main weakness of Maids, they have the lowest health in the game, not counting trash over here. They have the lowest health in the game, and that's meaningful. That's significant. That's kind of why she's kind of, like, she's here. She's, like, not too far behind, but solo Hisui is faster, has more life, and has the item toss. So her neutral is better, her dash speed is better, her life is better. I will say the Kohaku Maids is just funny. It's silly, it's super silly. If you have never seen it, see Tazu. Catch Tazu play. He's so funny. Alright, the Mario brothers. We've made it, bro. We've made it. Okay, yeah. I think Mario is better than Miyako. Is he better than Maids? Yeah, I can see that. I would even argue. Okay, so the reason I don't want Mario here is because I think these two are like knowledge check characters. Like Mario, I'll be honest, people in Japan had no fucking idea how this character works. Korean wrestling man got away with so much shit. It was ridiculous. It was fucking insane. He got away with so much. Mario, basically, annoying ass neutral, pretty good neat mix up, one of the safest mix ups. Good mix in the corner. Some unblockable setups, which they're not, they're hard. I still think Mario has a lot of bad matchups. Okay, so like my major issue is Mario dies to this. Like this and this, like cook him. This kind of cooks him, but like this char, like, dude, it's not fun, dude. It's so annoying. It is not fun. Plus, a lot of his kit is still like not good. The counters are bad. His buttons are like okay. They're better now. That's why I want Mario here. I don't want Mario here for that reason. If we're talking just fun factor, he's like one of the most fun characters. Okay, dude, this is hard. They're all good. Okay, no, I'm gonna go for that. Dante is the best gambling game character, I think. Dante is the best gambling game character, I think. Yeah, this is the thing. Mash has better buttons. I mean, I've been playing this character. For those who don't know, I've literally been only playing this character since like late last week. Mash is basically strike throw, so she's okay. This is pretty poet. You know what? This is poetry. This is poetry right here. I was literally gonna say Mash is just shitty Tohno Shiki. Issues with Mash. Her buttons are trash. Her buttons are garbage. So I like Mash mix up. I like her damage. I think she takes scrambles well. I just don't like Miyako. Sometimes she's not cooking damage sometimes, and she has like a shitty throw. But Mash is really good at scrambles. Has a shitty version of dive kick, but her buttons are bad. Her 2B is probably the worst button in the game, dude. After Dante. Yeah, the Mash dive kick is usable. Very good for fuzzies. Sure, her fuzzy defense is solid. And her DP is good because she can literally side swap. Basically, good buttons. Can do high damage. Her throw is more like a meter build than damage. Yeah, I'll say Miyako is better than Mash, just by the fact she has better buttons. Good Moondrive activity. We talked about the Moondrive shields, but she got she got super over nerfed. Yeah, like she has unblockable stuff now, so gotta be careful. Yeah, we went over Mash. Again, I don't think she's bad, especially after playing her for a bit. This game is pretty balanced. Okay, next gambling. Dante, el cazador de demonios. Wait, what's the video? It's Dante el exterminador de demonios? Dante is such a tragedy. This dude has no fucking buttons. The only broken button he has is 4C. When people say, oh, what's the Shoto of the game? I think Dante is like the close approximation. He has every tool, but every tool is bad. Usually Rekkas in this game are broken. Rekka is broken, Rekka is broken, Rekka is broken, Rekka is super broken, Rekka is broken. You know, like almost every Rekka in this game is broken. And this dude's Rekkas are so bad. So the things Dante has going for himself, 236A, the best arc drive in the game, and 4C. That's what Dante has. Alright. A-, the Broomfi Bros, we have lost another battle, once again. The one thing I've always said about Type Lumina and this is important, one thing I've always said about Type Lumina, there are no useless tools in Type Lumina. Allow me to put a little big asterisk. Kohaku has useless tools. 2-on-4 might be like the most garbage special move in Melty Blood history. Molotov. The Molotov throwbaits are cool, but the fact it's a reversal means the scaling goes to shit, right? So even if she does good damage, she gets the read, she doesn't do damage. Why? This Broomfy here cannot combo of any fucking moon skill. The best thing she can do is moon skill Bato into EX Bato for 3k. Basically, what I'm trying to say, she's not playing this game. She's not playing Type Lumina. She's not playing Type Lumina. She straight up isn't. But that's where we're going. Yes. I cannot believe the incompetence on display. I cannot believe the incompetence on display. Her air buttons are average to shit. Her ground buttons are average to shit. She does have good things going for her. One of the best moon skills in the game, 4BC, high damage, air throw 50-50s, kind of like a Hisui or an Akiha over here, which I will always say that's value. I'm not telling you that's bad. She definitely has value in that. Her offense, it's actress again. Her offense is not from this game. Her offense structure is like, if you put Nanaya Shiki and you make him a girl, and then you make her a gambling game character, and then you put it in this game. That's the whole process. That's how you do it. To me, it feels like this character got rushed. These two definitely were rushed. Pick is if you want to get 13 at Evo. I can't say anymore. I can't say anymore. This character, pick this character if you want to lose. I don't think you can say this character, pick this character to lose, bro. Let me put it. Okay, chat. Okay, and you. Okay, chat. Okay, dude, Japan is so toxic. Okay, so the Neco beat Ridori. Ridori is one of the best Noel players in the world. The JP players were all like, the Noel power list. Keijiro is here. Goichi. The Neco Warc. Ridori's on the floor. Dude, they were so mean. They put Ridori on the ground, bro. They were so mean. There are a lot of theories on why the Necos got so far. The obvious answer is nobody knows what the hell this character does, which is completely fair and true. And you could also argue, okay, this person just RPS hard and got a win. You know, it's a first to two format, and you can RPS your way. You can RPS your way to a victory. That is also a valid statement. However, if you saw the matches of this Neco Warc, this dude was not playing with just mashing shield, DPing, and calling friends. This dude was doing 50-50s, steel corner, 4 ways. He was going crazy. Literally was mixing. So we're going back to square one, lack of matchup. And that's where you say the high level players would at least know how to do this at base level. The problem about this is, who the hell plays this? There's not enough Necos in the environment, in this ecosystem, for you to say I'm prepared for the matchup, 100%. And when you're putting nerfs, hours of terrible tournament, people behind you laughing their ass off, a lot can happen in those times. You can totally screw up and get absolutely demolished by someone you shouldn't be losing to. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, in Type Lumina, pick whoever the hell you want. One of the one all-on question I always get, I've got it in DMs, I got it on Discord, I got it on Twitter, I got it everywhere. I got it on YouTube comments. Squad, who should I play? I don't know who to pick. The answer, pick whoever the hell you want.